All right guys, so welcome. We're out here doing LPVO zeros on the SBR, or Mark 18 in this case. We're going to be shooting a Daniel Defense, much like in our last set of videos. We shot the Daniel Defense 16-inch. This is a 10.3. This is a mil spec as you would from Daniel Defense, upper and the lower off the other platform. So we had the same trigger, same everything else, not something else different. So we're shooting a 1:6 Mark 6 from Leupold. It's got just a regular mil reticle in there, and then you know, don't worry about the laser. The bipod's here, just here to help us shoot a little bit better.
We're going to do a 25-yard zero. We're going to do it just like all of our format, 25 on paper, and then we're going to back up to 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, see where 400 lands. And then once again, we're not trying to tell you what the best zero is. We're taking the most popular zeros and just showing you what we're doing to be able to stretch them out. And then we want you to pick what you need to be a professional rifleman on your own.
And other thing to note, we had a lot of comments on front focal plane, second focal plane on the last set. This is a front focal plane reticle. I think we're probably going to try to shoot all front focal plane reticles. So just so you guys know, we're still holding dead center. We're holding left or right favor depending on the wind, but we are not changing our elevation hold at all. It's pretty much set on 6 magnification or max mag, depending on which one we're using. In this case, it's 6. So anybody that's saying, well, if you change the magnification, you're going to see a shift, that's not the case, especially if you're using really any scope that I can think of, especially a higher, you know, military grade high-end scopes.
Yeah, any scope, it doesn't matter.
I've never seen that. So but we did have people comment on it, what kind of scope exactly we're using. Did you shoot it at a lower power or a higher power, or shoot them all at 6x? We're all holding center. The only thing we're doing is right or left favor or hold, depending on the wind.
Yeah, so your first focal, second focal only matters when you're doing holdover. So it doesn't matter when you have your crosshair. It matters when you start lifting that crosshair or moving it, what power it's on. We're going to do a whole separate video about that because clearly there's a lot of people confused, and I want to help you because it's really not that complicated. But all right, guys, stay with us.
All right, guys, so we just did the 50-yard shot. We were aiming right here. This is 25-yard zero, so this is about the height we should be seeing. The wind is definitely kicking out here right now, so expect to see these start walking a little bit. We're doing about a 10-mile-an-hour wind, but this is 50, and we're off to 100. All right, guys, so we just did 100, and what you're seeing is one here, and one little high one right here. So kind of what we expect to see at 100 from this zero. Now we're off to 200, you know, good overall group. Off 200 to see where she goes. All right, guys, so we just did 200. And we got a bullet hole here, here, and here. This is his first one. That was our, it's, you know, wind kind of hold, and then right around in here. So vertical pretty good. You know, vertical off the center, about 9 inches, 9 to 10 inches right now. But overall, pretty good group. We're going up to 300. All right, guys, so we just did 300, and as I expected, this is about zero again. So here we are, our 300-yard shots, still holding center. It looks to be about a 25-yard zero, is also about a 50 with this Mark 18. We're gonna go out to 400 and see, you know, see what she does. All right, guys, so that was 400, and there's no hits here on our target. I think we were kind of watching them all skip a little low down here into the dust, so not really surprising. So no hits at 400.
We started at 25. This is a 25-yard zero, and this is what we did. This is what most people say on a 10.3 is a 25-yard zero.
Yeah, this is what I'm kind of used to. So the first, you know, obviously we zeroed, and we got to make this kind of clear. We're holding here our center dot. We are not doing any of the drops. This is a front focal plane scope, so it wouldn't have mattered, but we are only holding here on the center. So Trey's first 3 shots for 50, we're right up in here, move back to 100, right in here, kind of very indicative of what we were seeing. again, very gusty wind. Moving out to 200, we're right in that throat clavicle area on this target. So a little higher, you know, this is about 9 inches high. And then we went back out to 300, expecting it to come back down, and it did. We were right here on these two, and the third one was kind of off again. Wind, you know, Trey, you could probably tell us a little bit about how bad you were having to hold on wind, but I'm pretty sure he was off.
Yeah, I was holding a 1.5 mil off to hit wind right here at the 300. And then at 400, I was holding 2.5 mils, and at 400, we were hitting way too low.
Way too low.
Yeah, so really, if we were anything inside of 100, this is really well. 200 is just a little high. 300, it falls back in there.
Falls back in there,
yeah. So guys, in all of these series that we're doing with the 16-inch and the 10.5-inch, the professional series, to be a professional rifleman, we're not recommending you pick any of these zeros. All of these zeros work. But what we're doing is we're finding out with the ammo that we're choosing to use, with the optics that we're using and the height over bore, what is our gun gonna do? And so that's just part of being a professional, right?
Absolutely. And we were talking off camera about how the prediction of a ballistics calculator doesn't show this.
Yeah, but we were just, the ballistics calculator in this were 5 inches off. That's big to know.
That's big.
All right, guys, so 25-yard zero with a 10.5 is really not a bad zero.
Not a bad zero.
All right, stay tuned. Please help us out. Comments really help. If you have any questions, I'm answering all of them right now. Like, hit the bell notifications, tell all your friends about us. We need more people so we can start doing live streams and hanging out with y'all. 36 yards next with the 10.5. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.